Hello, welcome Innovation Challenge Hackers. I'm here with Scott Prather. He's the executive sponsor of the Innovation Challenge. It's a pretty big title, but your real world title is pretty big too, Scott. Why don't you tell us what you do?
It's definitely a mouthful, that's for sure.
Yeah,
So in a nutshell, to simplify it, I help run the Azure business for all the Americas. So, VP and COO is what they call me for the Americas Azure business.
and there's a team of about 100 of us almost, I think, that
That's correct.
you manage that make sure that everything gets sold that needs to be sold, and that customers are happy, and that we're looking to the future. Yeah.
Yeah. And all of our sellers are ready, and our partners are ready, and most importantly, our technical community is ready, right?
Yes. Because if it doesn't work, it's not good. So, so let's start with the Innovation Challenge itself. It's very much about advancing diversity and inclusion in the tech industry.
Right.
And when I first told you I was working on this project, your face just lit up, and you're like, "This is so important." Just why? Why is this important? Why is it important to the company, to the industry, to you?
Yeah.
You can answer any one of those questions.
Sure. Listen, I think there's two things. One is, our mantra at Microsoft, right, is to help people do more with technology. And that's the story of my life, to be honest. So, was born in Kentucky, most of my family, farmers, coal miners, things like that kind of a thing, right? I got lucky because my father moved us out to California. So I got put into the computing industry in the 1970s and 80s and taught myself how to program at the time. And so it changed the trajectory of my life, of my parents' life, of my brother's life. And so I saw that firsthand, what technology can do for a family. And so, there's so many people that don't have that opportunity or aren't as lucky as I was, right, to be put into that situation. And so I want to make sure it's part of my mission personally to make sure we take this out to everybody, to make sure that everybody has that opportunity, right? So that's the first. And then the second thing is, at the end of the day, it's just really good business. Like, we don't have enough people, right?
No.
There's not enough developers. There's not enough prompt engineers. There's not enough database developers or data modelers. We need more.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of great talent out there. There's a lot of great people that want to learn. And so let's go reach them, right?
Yeah. I think the one thing that's been exciting about this particular focus, the focus on AI, the focus on the AI certifications, has been that, like, no one has these certifications yet. This stuff is new.
Right.
There are no experts in the market.
That's right.
And so helping these people get those credentials to open the doors it's needed. The world is hungry for this talent. But my next question is, why a hackathon? It makes sense to us. We're in the business. But why does the industry, why do we gravitate towards hackathons? Why are these things important?
Well, I think they're, when I think about a hackathon, there's a couple of different characteristics that come to mind about those, right? One is people get to put hands on, they get to put things in practice, right? And so I know a lot of times people can be good kind of auditory learners or visual learners, things like that, looking at it. But there's a lot to be said about kinesthetic learning, like just getting in there and doing something and really kind of seeing it come to fruition. The other is the community aspect of it. And it's not just for the hackathon. Like, that's the thing I think sometimes people miss a little bit, is that you have the hackathon and there's great community support within the hackathon, and you can create some great bonds, but those bonds will live after the hackathon. And that's so important as well, right? I mean, I can't tell you how many message boards or emails or IMs that I've sent out to people that I've met throughout the industry to help, right? And so the more we can develop this community, the better.
Yeah. And speaking of the community, it is so natural to us as technology people to come together and help each other.
Right.
I've been doing a lot of, getting kind of difficult questions about, hey, our team's stuck. How do we do this with AI? Like, But there are, I can, reach out to a few different, cloud solution architects or technical people, even in engineering, and get answers like right away.
Right.
People just like, oh, I know what you're doing. I want to help. Here's my idea. So it is the community part of it is part of who we are. And again, making this community bigger, and getting more people into it.
That's right.
So my last question for you, is actually kind of it's a fun one, but it's actually turned out to be kind of revealing and interesting. So, Star Trek or Star Wars?
Well, it's probably Star Wars, to be honest, right?
Yeah.
And part of that is my age, right? So I was a kid in the '70s, and so I was a little bit after the first Star Trek series kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And I was right when the movies for Star Wars were hitting, right? So it's a little bit of an unfair advantage to Star Wars. Now, I have gone back and watched some Star Trek, and there's definitely Deep Space Nine and some other series that I enjoy, but I would probably say Star Wars.
Yeah. Star Wars is where, when I'm trying to talk to people about automation and what automation means in technology, I'm like, how would it work in Star Wars?
Right.
So it's almost magic.
Yeah, and you love the kind of assistance position that Lucas and people put technology in, right? It wasn't obfuscating the need for the Jedi or for whomever, a bartender or a canteen band or anything like that, but it was helping translate, it was helping pull maps together, all the kinds of things. Right.
Cool. Well, thank you for taking the time. And we'll be pointing people to this video who weren't able to attend live. And we look forward to, I think we plan to do the next one of these in October.
Yes.
And we'll see you again.
Thank you for all the amazing work you do, Matt. You're you're a superstar, and I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's the hackers are the ones working hard. They're going to have a long weekend.
They do.
They're figuring some problems out.
Cool.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.